Everybody, my name is David. I'm a KOK-PLAY Frontier from the Genesis Group. I just want to give you guys some good KOK-PLAY news. Right here, South Korean government to form Digital Assets Committee in response to Terra collapse report. The committee will provide criteria for the listing of coins by exchanges, introduce investor protections, and monitor unfair trading. And this is all stuff that we really want, okay? We want some kind of criteria because you don't want no scam coins, some scam projects in there. We want protection as investors. And we hate all those pump and dump schemes, which we see a lot of pump and dump schemes throughout the exchanges because they want to sucker you into buying these coins after they pumped it up high. But unfortunately, a lot of people do get suckered by them. All right. The South Korean government plans to form a committee specifically to oversee the digital assets market following the collapse of Terra, according to report by news outlet Newspim. The Digital Assets Committee, which could be launched this month, okay, hopefully it will happen this month or sometime next month, will provide criteria for the listing of coins by exchanges, introduce investor protections measures, and monitor unfair trading. Once again, this is all stuff that we want. Following the collapse of Terra last month, demands were raised in South Korea for the establishment of a body with specific oversight of the digital assets industry to provide protections comparable to what stock market investors have. Okay? Now, what will be also good about this is, like you open up an exchange and then maybe you get hacked or something. It's gone. You're not getting that back. However, if you have a stock exchange, uh, you get hacked, you're gonna get that back. Okay, so there's some insurance to it. So we want something like that as well in the crypto market. Believe me, you establish something like that. You establish, you know, some criteria to make sure some scam projects don't get on. And you establish what you can to make things more safer for the investor, both in the projects that they invest and, from these pump and dump schemes, which even the stock market, this happens, but still you put some type of measurement of protection. It's going to bring in lots of investors. It's going to bring in lots, big institute. If you think there's whales now, you'll be surprised by the amount of whales that'll come in later. All right, here. At present, supervision is handled by a range of government departments and watchdogs, such as the Ministry of Strategy and Finance, the Financial Services Commission, and Ministry of Science and ICT, Information and Communications Technology. So that's cool that Korea already has this established so far, but obviously, the goal is to go further. Calls for increased oversight of the crypto industry were raised at a National Assembly emergency seminar last week. All right, so that's really good that ever since the new president came in for South Korea, President Yoon, they're really working on this. They're not trying to play games and beat around the bush, is what it really seems like. They're really trying to cut to the chase. We need to make exchanges play their proper role. And toward that end, it is crucial for watchdogs to supervise them thoroughly, Representative So Jong of the ruling People Power Party said. Okay, yeah, absolutely. We need it. We need it. Around 280,000 South Koreans are believed to have been victims of the plunge in the value of Terra stablecoin UST and its sister token Luna. All right. And I mean, I feel bad that you have 280,000 South Koreans, and then imagine the millions of people around the world. So imagine if South Korea would have established this under the previous president, but he was anti-crypto. That's just my opinion, because I live in South Korea and I see what he was doing. I was affected in the crypto market because of him, because all these, you know, regulations he put in that felt like he was anti-crypto. Um, this could have been prevented. You could have prevented 280,000 South Koreans from becoming victims. You could have prevented millions of people around the world from becoming victims to what happened with Terra Luna if they would establish something like this. That, what President Yoon's trying to do right now, the current president. And so, why is this so important to KOK-PLAY, K Stadium, is when they make these regulations, when they set up the criteria, I'm positive that KOK-PLAY K Stadium is going to pass. The projects will be listed to, be allowed to be put on exchanges, which will just further just legitimize the projects. It'll legitimize KOK-PLAY platform, K Stadium platform. The company behind it, everything. And so it'll further bring in more people to want to invest around the world, not just into cryptos in Korea, but also in KOK-PLAY, because I'm very positive it's going to pass the criteria, which would show that they will bring in investor protection measures, right? And so that's why, to me, that's really good news. That you have a government that's continuing and really working on setting some kind of solid foundations and regulations, rules and laws, criteria, all of that. And that's what's going to really build the solid grounds and reasons behind why you're going to have more big institutional investors into the crypto market in Korea, and which would bring in more investors into KOK-PLAY in K Stadium. So this is excellent. This is the type of news that you really want to look at and um keep up to date with. All right. And really, if you have a government, South Korea last year was the 10th biggest economy in the world. Uh, it is considered a pretty stable, legitimate government, and that's what you want. You want, the best case situation is America did something like this, but if America did something like that, I mean, technically, is good for the crypto space. Just how much does that really help KOK-PLAY or K Stadium? Uh, Maybe not as much, But when KOK-PLAY and K Stadium is, even though the company, if I recall, is registered in Singapore, but still is, you could pretty much say, I would say, it's more like based in Korea, just registering in Singapore because of the laws. But once again, it helps KOK-PLAY and K Stadium a lot that the South Korean government is trying to set all this and build a firm, solid foundation for digital assets. All right, everyone. So I hope you guys enjoy the news. Please take good physical care of yourself. Please take good spiritual and mental care of yourself. Okay, now's a great time to know God. Really, it's a great time. All right. Praying for you in Jesus' name. Please surround yourself with the right kind of people. Okay, it's not always about what you can do. It's about who you know. All right. And when things get tough, you can't do everything by yourself. So please surround yourself with the right people. Okay. You want to prepare for, things to get worse in terms of inflation. Rather it goes higher, rather it goes a little lower, but you would imagine it will continue. I think this type of inflation, at least around the 6 point above 6% is going to go into 2025 is my opinion. So just think about how much that is. And you want to prepare for food shortages, all of that. Okay. All right, everyone. Yeah, praying for you in Jesus' name. All right, Coke family. And also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Okay, share it with a friend. If you join K Stadium, you know, you want to pick Genesis Group as your delegate, that will be awesome. Remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I am telling you what I'm doing, and I am telling you, I just showed you some reasons why. All right, everyone. Love y'all. God bless y'all. Coke on.